Let's jump straight into it here on the gold versus Bitcoin correlation chart we have here on bitcoinmagazinepro.com. Now, this is going to be a great video. Make sure you stay around because we've got some great insights, some never before seen or discussed metrics that we're going to be looking towards. But first and foremost, if we look to the gold versus Bitcoin correlation, we can see Bitcoin hasn't really ever had a sustained period where it's fulfilled this digital gold narrative, excluding to the downside during bear markets when both assets have seemed to move in unison to lower prices. But one thing that is interesting is obviously now we can maybe classify Bitcoin as being in a bear cycle. We can see this is from a weekly analysis report that I did a few weeks ago where I'd outlined $102,000 as the last line of support, which was coinciding roughly with the yearly moving average at about $100,000. The kind of line in the sand of when Bitcoin would be in bear market territory. And beyond breaking that, we pretty much dropped immediately 20%. So obviously, we're in a bear market right now. People may argue that, but from a technical perspective, being beneath that 365-day moving average has historically indicated Bitcoin being in a bear cycle. But what if Bitcoin's been in a bear cycle a lot longer than that? If we go over to TradingView here, what we can actually see is the BTC USD versus gold chart. It may not make 100% sense to measure Bitcoin versus a diminishing fiat currency. If we measure Bitcoin versus a comparable investing asset such as gold, we can measure its true purchasing power. Now, this isn't something new. We've discussed this on the channel for years, but we can see we actually topped out in December 2024 and have since declined over 50% from that level. If you look at the USD valuation, we topped out in October of 2025, which is significantly beneath the highs we set last year. Now, of course, it's easy in hindsight to say this. Of course, we've been in a bear market for ages. Why was anyone anticipating any higher prices? But one thing that is very interesting is if you actually look at the history of Bitcoin. Now, of course, gold has been on a bit of a rally, so it might not be a fair comparison. But we can see gold, the gold chart, Bitcoin versus gold chart, and the Bitcoin versus US dollar chart are usually fairly correlated. We usually see market topping out and market bottoming out at fairly similar times. What we can do is if we just measure these Bitcoin bear markets, for instance, this 2015 bear cycle actually topped out at slightly different prices. We can see on the gold chart, it bottomed out here, whereas on the USD chart, we actually had a lower wick here many months later. But we can see that was about an 86% retracement lasting 405 days. We can see here in the 2017 into 2018 bear market, 363 days, 83%. So very similar percentile drawdowns to what we see when comparing Bitcoin to the US dollar. And again, in the previous bear cycle, 76% down in 397 days. In this cycle, so far as I film this, we're down 51% in 349 days. Bitcoin may have already been in the bear cycle for a vast majority of the time that it's going to be in a price cycle downtrend when looking at historical comparisons of Bitcoin bear cycles when measured in gold, when measured in its true purchasing power, as opposed to its diminishing fiat currency equivalent. Now, what we can see is you may be looking at this and thinking, yeah, that's great. But if we just look at the percentage drawdowns, we can see 86%, 83%, 76%. Of course, these are diminishing as Bitcoin's market cap grows. We see more capital flowing into the market, more lost Bitcoin, all that good stuff, etc. We're currently down only 51%. So it doesn't make sense to say that the bear market may be nearing its conclusion. Yeah, of course, in time-related terms, in the elapsed time since cycle peak, it's maybe getting close, but in percentage terms, we're nowhere near. But you do need to take into consideration, along with these diminishing peaks, of course, along with these diminishing drawdowns, they are a result of the diminishing peaks. The bull market paints the picture of the bear market. Now, rather than just looking at the percentage moves, if instead we look at the Fibonacci retracement level. So what I'll do is mark this one on, and I'll just hide these percentages and time elapsed, etc. So this is the 2014 to 2017 cycle. What I've done is get this Fibonacci tool here, and what I'll do is I'll just click on this, press settings. So if you want to emulate this yourself, what you can do is just pause the video, copy these settings. If you grab this Fibonacci retracement extension tool, draw it from the bottom to the top, people are going to complain I'm doing this wrong, but it really doesn't matter that much. If you look at where the Bitcoin bear market bottomed out in the next cycle, it was this 0.618 level, 2.56 ounces of gold per unit of Bitcoin was the bear market bottom. And we can see this marked the bottom pretty much perfectly. And it was almost a double bottom. It looks very much cleaner than the chart we see when we measure it versus the US dollar. Now what we can see is if I add on the next one, which I'll just color yellow so it's a bit easier to see. Not that easy. I'll color orange so it's a little bit easier to see. Again, grabbing from the bear cycle lows in 2018 to the bull market highs here in 2021. And I'll just hide that green one so it's a little bit easier to see. The Bitcoin bear market bottomed out at pretty much this 0.5 level. We did actually wick slightly beneath it and spent a few days beneath this, but this may be influenced due to the FTX collapse and a little bit more sell-side pressure than was maybe normal at that point in time. For example, if we look at the COVID 2020 dump, we can actually see this aligned almost perfectly with the bear market bottom that we set in 2018, 2019, due to the fact that we had this almost black swan event, which maybe impacted the supply and demand economics. I don't want to say more than it maybe fairly should have done, but that kind of ballpark, that realm of sell pressure. So we could see, even though the percentage drawdown was less, we could see due to the fact that the upside returns were also lessened compared to the previous bull market, we actually reached a lower Fibonacci retracement level. If we look to the 0.618 level, which would have been 13.39 ounces of gold per unit of Bitcoin, that would have actually been significantly higher. And we can see this actually acted as a fairly noticeable level of resistance turned support once Bitcoin reclaimed this point. So what we can do, take it one step further. If I grab on, not that one, this one. So we grabbed the previous Bitcoin bear market low up to the previous, well, the current Bitcoin bull cycle high, and I'll just turn it green so it's easier to see. What we can see, this 0.618 level would be 22.81 ounces of gold, and this 0.5, 19.07. Now, if we look to where we currently are, we're right smack bang in the middle of these two lines. This might not be a bad area to look to potentially accumulate some discounted BTC at a comparable purchasing power bottom. And we can see from a technical perspective as well, Bitcoin has respected this 0.5 level at 19.07 units of gold, as well as this upper 0.618. Now we're already beneath this, so we need to maybe look to this as a point of resistance if Bitcoin is to rally. But what we can do is almost work backwards. So rather than just looking at these ratios to say, yep, Bitcoin may reach the 0.5 or 0.618 Fibonacci retracement point when measured versus gold, what if we actually work out how much that is worth in US dollar terms in gold to give us an idea of where the Bitcoin bottom may occur? So what this chart is showing us is the gold chart, but just multiplied by 19.07. So we just go back here, this 0.5 Fibonacci extension retracement point on the BTC USD versus gold chart at 19.07, which is where the previous Bitcoin bear market bottomed out. If we go to the USD valuation of that, that would result in a Bitcoin price bottoming out at just around $80,000, a price we've already pretty much reached. If I just go to the BTC USD chart here and scroll all the way across to the recent low that we've actually set, we can see we actually wicked to about $80,619, and this is about $80,700 as I film this. So incredibly close. That could be a double bottom price action for Bitcoin. But what I can do is take this pretty much a step further, because if we add on the previous two retracements that we drew onto this chart, so that first one, I'll just change it to red so it's a little bit clearer to see. What we can see is where this is actually extending to, we're getting some certain points of confluence. So we can see this 22.81, pretty much halfway between that, exactly where price is bouncing from as I film this, where the recent low was set and what was respected in this cycle already was set from the previous Bitcoin market, this 0.786 line, and that's 21.05. Now, if I just look to where that is, 21.05, we can see that results in a Bitcoin price around 89,106. As I film this, the price is about $86,500, so we're slightly beneath that. But again, if we look at these Fibonacci retracement levels, not just from one cycle, but from multiple cycles for confluence, it gives us a greater degree of confidence that that might be where a bottom could be occurring. Now, if we take into consideration that the 2017 cycle went to the 0.618 level, the 2021 cycle went to the 0.5 level, maybe this cycle will go to the 0.382 level. Now, this is actually also aligning with the Bitcoin bull market peak of 2017, a level of about 15.7 ounces of gold per BTC, which is also a respected level from the previous cycle. So clearly this is a level of interest within not just this Bitcoin bull market / bear market, but throughout the previous 2 Bitcoin cycles as well. And it's lining pretty nicely with this 15.95 0.382 level we see on this chart. So again, if we just go back to the gold chart and go 15.95, which is the Fibonacci retracement from this level, from this cycle, we can see this is currently at around $67,500. Now the previous 2017 bull market peak at 15.7, if we just multiply gold by that price, then we can see this is at about $66,500. So smack bang in the middle, $67,000. If we just go back to the Bitcoin USD chart, what we can see is $67,000 aligns practically perfectly with the Bitcoin bull market peak we set in 2021, as well as the technical support levels of the big blow-off peak we had post ETF approval and launch in 2024, where we had lots of points of resistance and support turned throughout the 2024 period of chopping and consolidation. So I think this is a really interesting level to be watching, especially as well if we add on something like the 200 weekly moving average, because this isn't a level that we may be hitting in the next few days or weeks. This may take months to play out, especially considering that the gold price is constantly changing, constantly moving to the upside and the downside as Bitcoin is. So this ratio is due to change. What we can see is this actually aligns with the 200 weekly moving average given the current slope of Bitcoin bottoming out in summer of 2026, which actually aligns somewhat nicely, if we take a top to bottom from there, of around a year from the USD top to a potential USD bottom, which aligns with the historic norms we see in Bitcoin USD cycles as well. So, of course, this is all theoretical. It may not play out exactly like this, almost certainly won't play out exactly like this. But it is interesting to see confluence not just from one lens and perspective looking at USD valuations, but to look at comparative purchasing power charts like Bitcoin versus gold, like Bitcoin versus the Nasdaq or the S&P 500 or silver or other comparable assets to get a true purchasing power valuation of Bitcoin, not just its USD or other fiat currency valuation. So just to summarize, and as a quick little note as well, over half of the people that view these videos aren't subscribers. If you're not already subscribed, why not? Like, subscribe, leave a comment below, all that good stuff. I tend to reply to most of them, at least the good ones, so feel free to leave your thoughts down below. But back to the summary, there's definitely a reason to potentially believe that Bitcoin has actually been in a bear market for about a year. When measuring versus comparable assets such as gold as opposed to diminishing fiat currencies, we see the true purchasing power of BTC actually topped out in December of 2024. Now, of course, this is very easy to say in hindsight. Realistically, we were all watching the USD valuation chart, and this is something that we need to maybe take a little bit more seriously going forward. But regardless, if we look at the historical instances of Bitcoin topping out and eventually bottoming versus gold, we do have some indications that the bottom of this bear market may be a lot closer than many are anticipating. Just looking at the elapsed days since the cycle peak, we're right in that about a year to 400 days ballpark of where Bitcoin bear markets usually bottom out, and especially when we almost work backwards to look at the Bitcoin USD valuations based on that gold ratio chart, we may actually set a bear market low somewhere a little bit higher than many are maybe anticipating, due to the fact we've had diminished upside. A diminishing downside may look something like $67,000 to $80,000, which is pretty much where we are today. And if we look at something like the MicroStrategy average accumulation price of about 75K, if you look at the standard ETF accumulation price, the production cost of Bitcoin when looking at electrical terms, these all are falling in around this $70,000 to $75,000 region as well. So I think anything beneath or around $80,000 is actually a pretty good area to be accumulating some discounted BTC. Now, of course, there's a long way to go in forming out and creating a bear market low, but I don't think this bear market's going to be as bad as many maybe initially anticipated. But as always, let me know your thoughts below in the comments and on social media. Let me know if you think this is all just theoretical nonsense, or if you do think that there is a little bit of confluence that we need to take into consideration here, and accumulating Bitcoin strategically beneath or around $80,000 is actually a lot of bang for your buck for discounted Bitcoin. As always, I look forward to reading and replying to them. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.